I will set it up. Welcome everybody to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight we're doing Gervasi, which is a really cool thing. I'm set up. Let me quick drop it in the holder and I will set it up for everybody. I think that's it. I think we got the right. We don't want too much of the screen, but you want enough of it. Oh, all right. I might have to move that over just to handle this. All right. Let's go more this way and drop down this way and go that way. All right. So hopefully I can see the microphone's working. All right. We're going to check YouTube and we'll get started in a couple seconds. Welcome everybody. Let's see. Here we go. I'm off Facebook. I'm headed over to YouTube just to make sure. That doesn't look good. I mean, come on. I'm looking at my camera and I do not know why it's not straight. It's not whatever. I'll probably have to do an adjustment. It's bothering me. Here we go, live. Oh, and you can even see the top of the stupid other camera. And if I'm messing with the, oh, how did I lose that? Oh, come on. What happened? Video. Oh no, I lost my, damn. All right, that's like, I messed up. All right, let's see. All right, we should be back on. I have to change. Hold on, folks. Not the thing I wanted to happen. Great. Oh, we switched back over. Perfect. All right, now let's see if I can not F this up. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. And we got to go a little bit higher. Last time I did this, let's see, are we straight? All right. I want it just a little bit. All right, let's see. We're not, are we straight on that? That's supposed to be a little bit more that way. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to adjust this camera tonight. I'm getting it right. We're started live, but we are doing the prep for the actual thing. I want everybody, that should be it. There we go. And it's not cut off. I just have it cut off, right? Let's see. Is it? It's on air. Nope, I'm shooting too much of that. All right. I don't know how that happened. I must have moved something. This has to go more that way. There we go. Perfect. Right? Perfect. That's what I want, right there. All right, everybody. That's looking good. Let's make sure YouTube is working. I got to make sure do we have audio? Did I ever turn on? Okay. All right. Audio's working.
That's looking good. Let's make sure.
The video and audio are good. Thank you, Tater Dom. Yeah, make sure all right, we'll turn that down all the way. We're going to monitor comments. I'll just hit the welcome. Oh my God. What did I just do? Live. Let's get back. All right. I thought I was going to do this. All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody. Let us know where you're from and what you're sipping on tonight. We're drinking Gervasi Single Barrel, the first ever release from the distillery. All right, we got that. I will monitor these comments throughout the night, put it in the monitor thing. Welcome, everybody. This should be a fun one. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'll try and do my best here tonight. I've got a couple looks, and the one look fell on the floor. All right. I don't know. What do y'all think? I got the hat. I got my nice Gervasi hat because this distillery is 5 minutes from my house, and I have loved it ever since it's gone in. It wasn't always a distillery. At first, it was a winery. But okay, you got that. And then we got this look, but I'm just not, that look's not quite happening for me. So I'm going to go and see how this works. What do you think of that? That's a nice Gervasi bucket hat. Let's try that. Anybody? Thomaston, Georgia here. Nice, David. Thanks for listening to the podcast tonight. We're getting ready to go. We go live a lot. Look at that. It's Tater. We got a couple people. Let's hope this gets going. I was thinking this look kind of does it for me. What do you guys think about that? So what's the vote? The hat, the bucket hat, the Gervasi bucket hat, and the Gervasi shades, or do we go? I mean, what does it matter? Anybody commenting? Anybody? Anyways, we are getting ready to get this baby started, and I've got everything hooked up. I'll make sure I've got that. What happens is you're gonna hear 30 seconds of silence. That's working. So I'm going to start recording. There's going to be a 30-second ad that people hear, and then we go from there. It's funny. I have to sit up because if I'm slouching, it just doesn't work. I hate slouching. All right, so we're going to go, and then you'll hear our music, and then we'll go right there. Yep, John, you went with the button. Walker thinks the ball cap in the shades. Which way, backwards or frontward? Hey, Leland and John. All right, here we go. Start recording. Taking 30, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild in the shore from the box. We purple filled with drinking every brew. And we talk some shit, but we tell it the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys. Raising the hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys. We're here to have fun and go and enjoy. We're here to have fun. Woo! Yeah! Tiny's pumped up tonight. All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tiny here tonight. So glad to be here. I'm going to take off the headphones because I'm hearing double dip. And I don't like to hear double dip. Just making sure I don't pause off the podcast. Still running. That's still running. It's great to be here tonight. Tonight we are going to be talking about what I would call my home turf. And here in Canton, Ohio, that is something that I've been involved with from pretty much the very start. I watched the initial winery and restaurants get built. We saw the initial vineyards get planted, and then as it got bigger, they built more buildings, and they villas, and they have the buildings on site so that you can stay there. Now it's utilized throughout the summer and has been for weddings. Some of the some famous people have gotten married there. Plus, we have the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. So a lot of the inductees stay at Gervasi. It's just a fantastic grounds experience, but it's crazy. Hey, Frade, it is crazy that 100% that it's 5 minutes from my house. When they put it in, it was like, this doesn't belong here, because where we are and what level of service and hospitality that exists there, you would never know it. I mean, it has become a destination. But as it evolved, they put in what they call the Gervasi Stillhouse, which is in an old-fashioned Italian or Spanish church kind of setting. It's got a bell tower. I can show you the outline of it because it's right here on the hat. But this is the top of the actual bar, and in it is also the distillery. There is a distillery, so it's half distillery with the stills and everything in the back. There's a giant window between that and the bar, and it's also during the day a coffee shop of fantastic espressos and cappuccinos and coffee. They everything there is high-end 5-star type stuff. The bar has great pours. We have our Christmas party there the last 3 years. We've had our Christmas party at Gervasi and love it. We love to push it, but initially when the still house was built and the distillery went in, the original master distiller I met about 2 weeks before he was leaving, and they took a little bit of time, but they're now who we've had on the podcast before, Shae Pridemore. He became the master distiller after Bill Hockett was there. Now, the stuff that Bill Hockett had laid down is now coming to old enough to release, and they released it, and it's fantastic because we've been a part of almost every step of the way, to the point where a lot of the time they were aging before they built their rick house. They were aging all the barrels in the distillery area. So I would usually meet my wife and myself, spend Sunday nights going there, and it was fantastic. But with that said, as we keep going, I got a really cool podcast for you guys. But remember, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We got Glencairns, we got t-shirts. You can contact me direct. Right now we're on Facebook Live. You ask me, I'll work it out. We take Venmo. I'll send you off a Glencairn a t-shirt. We also have our spirits, which that we barrel picks, and one of our barrel picks is from the Spirit of French Lick, the special bottle we have right here of the Lillian Sinclair. It is where Alan Bishop was distilling. He's now at a different distillery, Old Homestead, but his whiskey's still at the Spirit of French Lick, and this Lillian Sinclair just won gold at the New Orleans Bourbon Festival, and in its category, fantastic. Lisa Roper Wicker was a judge there. Fantastic what was happening down there. But if you're interested in that, let me know. I can hook you up you can get some. So let me know. That's fine. We also have a William Dalton available, but we are on all social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, but we are looking to go onto TikTok. It's going to be any moment, folks. It's got to be by Saturday. It looks like it's going to happen. Once TikTok goes legit, I will be there. I had a decent following there before I decided that I didn't want to be a part of TikTok. It was a little bit too much for me, but I will go back in a second if it's run kind of the way it should be. And then also, we're on all the major podcast formats. We are on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Deezer. I mean, if you're listening to a podcast, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys are on it. I've got it all hooked up for all the different formats. But no matter how you listen or watch us, remember to comment, like, comment, subscribe, and leave good feedback. So, like, listen, comment, subscribe, and leave good feedback. So, make sure you do that. And we've covered all that. So, we can keep going with this podcast on Gervasi Spirits. Yeah, yeah. So, we got Into the Wild from Ireland watching. It's really kind of cool what all the people that are on that watch on YouTube. I keep monitoring. Welcome, man. Thanks. One of the things that we're going to be coming up with is Irish whiskey that's out of Ohio called Bua. So you got to check that out, Into the Wild, because when we do that one, we're going to have Martin Kennedy, who used to be associated with Tullamore Dew, but now that he was in Ohio, kind of got hooked up with Pat Burns from Burns Pub, and they worked together to produce Bua Irish whiskey. So that's coming up. But I really want to keep going with Gervasi tonight. It's kind of like I'm. Yes, Shae, that's really cool. Check out the stream tomorrow. I really appreciate that you checked in tonight. We're going to be talking about Gervasi for the evening and everything that you're doing. So I'm going to get into it, but thank you for checking in. Shae is the master distiller there and doing a fantastic job. When we were on the podcast, we got to actually thief from the barrel. We got to thief from a barrel there, and this is the barrel that they released in their first ever release. So there's another thing that I want to talk about is that there's a lot of clubs like for right now, Whiskey Thief, our other sponsor down in Whiskey Thief, which is down in Frankfurt and Louisville in the New area at their new tasting room, along with the Three Boys Farm Distillery, where Whiskey Thief Distillery is their main place there in Frankfurt, about 10 to 15 minutes away from Buffalo Trace. One of the things they're working on is a sort of a club. I know Old Carter has their Old Carter Social Club. I know that where Stacy, what I don't know why I'm having a problem, but I always have a problem with this. But if I think of it, but there's different clubs for bourbons and distilleries, and the one thing that I always want to do, I'd love to be in those clubs, but if they're in Kentucky, it's kind of hard because usually there's a certain price to them. You get bottles, but you want to actually participate regularly. And as far as like if I'm in a club now, as far as what Whiskey Thief is doing, as Walter keeps going forward, we will be promoting what he's doing with that coming up. But he's kind of getting it ready at the moment. But once he's got it ready, we'll be promoting it and hopefully be a part of that. But what happened is I was, after talking about the podcast, Shae, now that he's going to be releasing these bourbons, decided to, and this is where I can really up it. It's not great for YouTube, but I'll do some reading when I get it up there. Yes, there's the Brendiano Penthouse, the Bourbon Capital Guild. Those are all things that are in the in Kentucky, and those are in Bardstown. You can, if you become part of the Brendiano Penthouse, you have lockers, you store yourself, you're part of it. Certain releases, you get special things, there's special events. But the hard part about it is it's in Kentucky and I live in Ohio. and 5 hours away, and I wouldn't be able to utilize it. But when I found out about this, now I have, let's see if I can do this. All right, I need to get this and make sure I am still recording. There we go. So let's hit this and hit share. There it is. Is that it? I believe I want to say, oh, let's see. What the heck? Share screen. There should be a Gervasi. Is this it? No, that's message, Windows. Let me see what happened here. Cancel. All right. I'll hit that. Share, but then stop sharing. All right. Once again, we're going to come over here and see if I can find what happened. There it is. Gervasi. Got it. All right. So we're going to share screen. I know the people audio, I'm going to read it for sure. Okay. So here we go. So everybody on YouTube should be seeing some good, or not YouTube, but let's move that over here. All right. So what we got is Gervasi Vineyards, and it's got everything: dine and drink, stay, play, spa. They have a spa. They have a shop with all different types of stuff for sale, and then weddings, groups, wine, and spirits. I mean, they have a cave for wine tasting that they dug underneath, where they have where they keep barrels of wine. Now, I keep telling them they need to store barrels of bourbon under there, but they might have to dig another cave. But the one thing that they got is right here is the Gervasi Spirits Gervasi Distiller Circle. Gervasi Vineyard introduced its new distillery club, offering exclusive access to premium bourbons and whiskeys crafted on site at their state-of-the-art distillery. Distillery Club members enjoy early access to exclusive bourbon and whiskey releases, along with special perks like members-only events, priority access, and discount on tours and merchandise, perfect for the spirit enthusiasts. The club offers an immersive journey into Gervasi's handcrafted artistry. Be a part of the circle. Bottle of Single Barrel release, which this is the one. This is bottle 15. So the 15th bottle, signed by Shae. Shae signed it. I'm not showing. I'll show it to you when we're done. And then they have individually signed by our head distiller. So annual Single Barrel Bourbon pick. Members will taste and participate in a bourbon barrel selection and bottling party when you'll fill your own bottle from Distiller Circle Single Barrel batch. Additional bottle fees apply. Distiller Circle gear. Exclusive branded t-shirt and glass to enjoy our artistry spirits from the comfort of your own home. I don't have the t-shirt yet, but I do have the glass. I'll show you too. But then cut the line. Receive early access to the new limited release products, as well as their first access on special events and members only gatherings. Rep our brand and style. Select merchandise discounts at club events, and then barrel and bond quarterly meetings. Meet the distillers and participate on the mash bills for the club annual. That was the first one I missed. But enjoy tastings of Gervasi Spirit bourbons, exclusive insights into the distillation problem, opportunity to connect with fellow club members. So the one, let's see, the first one was their Friday. The meetings are quarterly on Friday evenings at 6 p.m. The first one happened and they did it, but the next one is Friday, June 6th, featuring bourbon influencer Bruzy, which I kind of watched. And he makes our podcast look a little bit small, that's for sure. All right. So then that one, so that one's going to be, we're going to be doing a cook, and then Friday, September 5th and Friday, December 5th. So I'm going to make sure that the Christmas party is not Friday, December 5th, but Friday, September 5th, I'm going to be in, I will be in at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, but Friday, December 5th, I'll make it for the bottling and everything. So that should be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to this. And it's right back there. Plus, they have special events, and it's only $199, and you get your single barrel and you get to bottle your own and do a barrel pick. I don't see how this is a problem. It's $200 a year, but I have no problem with that. And I love, and the Scotchy Bourbon Boys will be represented in that. Now, let me see. I had another one. All right. Okay, so the distillery, there's a nice picture. And Gervasi Distillery um, integrates technology, innovation, and traditional to produce spirits that are rooted in Gervasi artistry and passion, craft, and creativity to offer portions of mystic and intrigue. Our state of the art facility is designed for an annual capacity of 25,000 bottles. Distillery offerings. At the distillery, we produce bourbon, vodka, and gin with new spirits on the horizon. To best experience the essence of these handcrafted spirits, we recommend starting with the taste flight. Choose any 3 liquors to sample with the option of a salty snack to accompany. Prefer great cocktails, and they do have great cocktails. And you can go over there at the Stillhouse, which is their on-site coffee house and cocktail lounge. Coffee house by day, cocktail lounge by night, but it's a fantastic place. I hung out pretty much every Sunday night for 2.5 years during COVID. That's where I was at. You could find me. Got to know everybody. Got to watch the whiskey age also, so that was kind of cool. And then the last thing is the Stillhouse, which is cool. I wanted to show you this. There it is on the picture. Y'all should be able to see that. I know you can't on YouTube and the audio, but at the same time, the logo that I showed you before on the hat is the top bell tower. Fantastic. Oh, I'll do that. Let's stop the share. All right, there we go. We can see here's the bell tower on the top of the Stillhouse. And then for all of you on YouTube, and then also this is the bottle, the single barrel that I was able to get. Now, it came with this awesome glass, this tasting glass, Gervasi single barrel. And then also it came with the Distiller Circle 25. Shae signed it, and there you go, single barrel. And this is bottle number 15 out of all of them. I am saving this one, and I bought bottle 21. Now, it doesn't say the Stillhouse, but Shae signed it also. First batch. That's really kind of cool to have the first batch. Now, before this, they put out a decent amount of finished bourbons, but they initially came out with a 7 and an 8 year of a wheated bourbon. That was their initial releases that through Shae they were able to do. And honestly, this 8 year was fantastic. There was a huge story how this was distilled in Colorado by Steve Nally, purchased then by Alan Bishop at the Spirit of French Lick, but then eventually resold to Gervasi. And they took those barrels, and Bill Hockett and Alan Bishop have a working relationship. They're friends. And Bill was able to, because they had changed some rules in Indiana, and you had to have more Indiana bourbon to be Indiana bourbon than you did before they changed the rules. There were some barrels that Alan wasn't going to be able to use. But there was one barrel that initially was fantastic, and they let that go an extra year. And Bill had left, but they bottled that, and I was able to get Bill a bottle of this, but I still have this 8 year right here. I opened this with Shae, and that's the first thing that I'm going to taste. I love this wheated bourbon. It was that the 8 years was of going and aging in. It aged for a year and a half in Ohio. You aged probably for a couple years in Indiana, and it aged probably for 5 years in Colorado. So, we got DeSantos from Brazil. Thank you for coming. That's coming in, checking in. Really appreciate it there. So I'm going to pour myself a little bit of this. I mean, the richness of this wheated bourbon. It is so sweet. Now, this particular one that Shae has, this single barrel, and I'm going to read on that. There's a lot of stuff. Let me see. I actually need glasses for that. I'm trying to read it like I have glasses on and I can read that label with sunglasses. I don't think so. That made it darker. All right, here we go. So this is Gervasi Single Barrel Bourbon is the collaboration of a few select barrels from our rickhouse. Each barrel is chosen to its exceptional and unique flavor profile. These selected barrels are then separately emptied, filtered, and bottled at full barrel strength to allow each barrel to shine. Gervasi's Distiller series is an eclectic collection of exclusive and artistically crafted spirits of unique character and expression. All right. This is barrel 1, proof 116.9, 58.4. You know, and I had the printout. I wonder if I still have that. I did have that under. I'm not sure if it's. I'm just gonna look. No, I don't. But I should look up the. So just recently, they entered it, I believe. All right. So they entered this into the U.S. Open Whiskey and Spirits Championship, which was judged in Oxford, Ohio on April 2nd. And this won second place. So it said Gervasi Championship. Okay, hold on. Gervasi Spirits of Canton, Ohio, earned the runner-up spot, taking home. So they in the whiskey part thing, they took second in runner-up, but they took 5 medals, 2 gold, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze. And in the U.S. Spirits Championship, that's where they actually earned 4 medals in the spirits division, including 2 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze, and 2 golds, and then 2 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. So they said the top 3 whiskey distilleries were Moylan's Distilling in California, Gervasi Spirits was second in Ohio, and Nearest Green Distillery in Tennessee was third. The top spirits distilleries was Gervasi Spirits, Ohio, Waypoint Spirits, Connecticut, and Pappas Hilton Distillery in Ohio. So they did pretty damn good at the world, not the world, but let's look. Okay, I wish in the here we go, the U.S. Open Whiskey and Spirits Championship. So that's kind of cool. So that was one thing that it did. It's just like it just makes no sense. I'm new to the channel. I can't drink. I catch gout. Yeah, it's probably not a great channel if you drink and catch gout. I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna go now the way Walker said to go. I'm gonna put that on like that, and then you're thinking straight on like that with the shades, or are you thinking? I think it's got to go like that, right? Now I got an artistry look to myself. There you go. So so coming off this is still this happened in 2021. It's 2025, and what they were releasing were some very good releases, but they were finished. There's a wine barrel finish they use consistently, and they were taking it and finishing it with they purchased some more barrels, similar barrels from the first time, I believe the same Colorado barrels, and they did a lot of finishing, and one was They did a wine barrel finish and a maple barrel finish twice. And that's what they kept on their shelves for the last. So they didn't have any actual bourbon. So I'm so excited because at this distillery, they released their first single barrel, and now they've got batch 2 on the shelf, and they had a few batch 1s when I was there last week. And this one right here is the one that we are going to do the old Louisville barrel bottle breakdown tonight on. But let me sip this a little bit. I haven't been checking the comments. Let's see how I've been. I think that's more you. Bucket hat looks more like Jeff the dude. You're liking this better? I don't know, man. Do you think so? Nope, I don't like that. What it does. All right. How about like this? We got some. Yeah, there we go. A Jack Nicholson look. I don't got to drink it all. So you got initially, you get this super from the distiller's glass. Look at that glass. Fantastic, right? So Shae's still on. So he said, so basically they picked a mash bill for the club. Next meeting, we will mash it, then distill and finally put it in a barrel, along with barrel picks and experimental barrel tastes and more. So there you go. That's what Shae was doing. Randy Ford. Randy just says no. Brandy, what? I think that's more. Okay. So Randy's saying no to that. All right. So let's pull that around. How about this? Are we saying yes to this? I don't like that. I might like the bucket hat better. But anyways, since we're getting ready to do the old Louisville, in a sec, we've already done Whiskey Thief. I thought the old Louisville hat was right there. There it is. Let's put the old Louisville hat on. We're doing hat switches tonight. All right. But I just do want to say the grounds at Gervasi are spectacular. They're decorated beautiful. It's right there with top of the line distilleries similar to Maker's Mark or Jim Beam, how they decorate for Christmas. They've got everything. It's beautiful. Lights and everything. They do special events. I mean, inside at the restaurants, it's just spectacular. Big giant Christmas trees and everything. I mean, the whole thing is done top notch no matter when you're there. And then all summer long, we're going into the wedding season. There'll be wedding parties. So it's really kind of fun because every wedding party and every wedding is different. So sometimes you get the bride and the groom in there. Sometimes the brides are there. There's always something happens. Sometimes it's just the groomsmen while the bride and the groom are over at the gazebo. I mean, it's a different, fun, filled, great place to go. I mean, Gervasi, I can't say enough. I've been there. I've stayed there. I've eaten there multiple times. Their food is 5-star, spectacularly made. They are consistent, and it's just fantastic. So if you can get up here to Canton, Ohio, I always tell people when they come up, when I am in the process of going to be setting up the Gervasi, not the Gervasi, but the Scotchy Bourbon Boys Crystal Glencairn Club tasting. That's going to happen in June. I'm going to be inviting everybody who is in the Crystal Glencairn Club up to do a tasting with me here in Canton, Ohio. I'm trying to work with the members right now for everybody to get a time that'll work. It's sometime in June is what I'm looking for. But I will announce that we are really close, but I booked the Scotchy Bourbon Boys 5th annual Scotchy Bourbon Boys bus tour Wednesday, September 3rd. It starts at 8. We are going to Louisville, and the distilleries are going to be fantastic. I know Walter wanted us to go to Frankfurt and start there, but the bus ride's a little long. And then I won't say anything, but one of my, if anybody knows me, my favorite bourbon of all time, of what I love the most, if you ask me, hey Tiny, what pour do you want? I can tell you what I want, but if you know it, there's a chance that that's going to be part of the bus tour. And talk to the people for that, and it's going to be Whiskey Thief, Evan Williams, and hopefully Old Louisville. I got to get a hold of Amin and make sure that happens, so we could get a special thing. But we've got 2 buses booked. They're almost at capacity. Um, I will definitely, Walker, hold for you. That is not a problem. And that's going to be, I mean, it's just going to be fantastic time this year with up to 28 people. But it is lots of people from last year, everything. I can't wait. Randy's going. I have all the seats on side. It's just like, this is all the makings of just crazy. So but it's booked. So I'm going to start taking deposit. Roxy's going to start taking deposits to assure your seat. But Randy, I do have a beret. But that's more my old art time that I used to do. And if I sit up, it just looks better. But I don't know why I slouch. I consistently slouch. But before I get into, well, let's just do the sponsorship of this one. We are going to do the Old Louisville Whiskey Company sponsored barrel bottle breakdown tonight. And I will explain the barrel bottle breakdown of the single barrel bourbon from Gervasi. The rating scale is as this, based off your aroma, the nose, the body, the taste, and the finish. For the aroma and the body, you can give up to 4 knocks. For the taste and the finish, you could give up to 5 knocks. But if one of them are exceptional, you can give up to 1 extra, but up. It's a but up. It evolved. That's what it is, folks. And we are going to be knocking tonight this bottle of Gervasi Spirits Single Barrel Bourbon. Its first batch. So I'm excited about that. We'll be doing that in this awesome Gervasi tasting glass. I like it. And we got it there. So let's get going with the Old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown. All right. So let's get that out of the way. I don't believe it's that. The price is not that high. I want to say it was $69.99. I know that's what I think. I do believe it. And we'll put it into the glass, the tasting glass. I like this. I like Glen's, but I also enjoy this tasting glass also. Now, at 116.5, 16.9 proof, and this is batch 1, and you can already tell how much I like it because it's already going down below Shae's his thing. We'll move that there. Get this one out of the way. We might even compare. All right. I wonder if this does it, or do I have it too full? I probably have it too full. I do. So in the nose, there's a really sweetness of currant, raisins, and I want to say burnt butterscotch and maybe a little apricot. I do like the smell of this. White grapes, white raisins. Yeah, that's what it smells like. You know, it actually smells like if you bought the sun-made white raisins and you smell it, that's the smell that's there. It just a little bit of the currant, a little bit. All right. What does it do in the glass? Now, this glass, I'm letting it go around. I wonder if I can spin this one better than I can a Glen. This one doesn't like to spin, but the way I spin, wow, not even CT will kill me on this. All right, there we go. I got it going. I got it. Yep, there we go. But in the glass, I'm looking at it sticks and it starts out long, thin legs, but as they get to the bottom, they get thick. And then when they're going in, they get really thick. So that is really kind of a cool thing right there. All right. So it's a reddish amber color. Now, if you compare the two, it's not the wheated is not quite as red. Let's see. They're pretty damn close, I guess. Yeah, I would say they're damn close. So here we go. The taste is very pleasant. I want to say very apricot-y. You could tell it's pot still distilled. There's a little bit of the char. Caramel and vanilla, but very citrusy. I'm trying to figure out what that taste is. There's like a tart cherry. That's what it is. A very tart cherry. Very unique. I mean, it's not a, what would you say? It's not a big Kentucky bourbon, but I mean, if you're in Ohio and you're distilling and you're pot distilling, I don't think, and I said this to Alan when he's Spirit of French Lick, and now that he's at Old Homestead, which I'm going to be visiting soon, hopefully see him then. But why are you trying to make big Kentucky bourbon when they've already made it 50,000 times? If you're doing a pot still and you're trying to come forward with this is definitely what you want as far as a flavor. I love pot distilled bourbon, and this comes through 100%. There's a little bit of a grape taste to it. There was a actual Super Nash. He basically bought a Bardstown Bourbon Company $389 bottle at one point. I forget what the batch was, but this is very similar to that. That was a very expensive. Now, I believe this is 5 year because it was either five. I want to. It could be 6. I wish I would have grabbed the notes on it because Shae gave me a ton of notes on it. I could have read through it and known exactly what it was. But oh, it even smells better in there off to the side whenever. All right. I'm just trying to figure out how it finishes. Yeah, it's a fantastic. It almost tastes like a cognac. I've tasted cognac before. It warms you like a cognac. It's almost like a cognac. Um, because there's like a grapey flavor to it. So that's really kind of cool. All right, so let's talk about the Knox. So hey Matt, good to see you. We got Matt, Randy, Walker. I mean, it's been a good night. John Ritt. Uh, I, you know, all I'm gonna say is, if you decide to come up and see me, and you book a stay at Gervasi, Stacy Pritchard will say when she came up for the Christmas party, her and Sarah stayed the night that Friday night. We had the Christmas party on, I believe it's Saturday night, and we drove down Sunday. But they stayed Saturday night at Gervasi, and the accommodations are top notch, and the grounds are top notch, and you got nothing to worry about, and you're just with a fantastic amount of people that are just having a good time, and that's what we do. And if you come up, and then you get to now get a fantastic freaking bottle of bourbon. Batch two is out. I think I'll probably go and grab some of batch two. It's good. All right, so let's start the barrel bottle breakdown of Gervasi Single Barrel Bourbon Batch 1 in the Distillers series. That says Distiller series. Does that say Distiller series? Yes. So these were hand selected. I got to taste this straight from the barrel. I'll put that video up today. All right, so the nose. If you like spiced apple cider or spice things. This is it has that fall spice pack. So it's got like an allspice with raisins and currants. I mean, white raisins and currants. I mean, if you love that, you're going to love this. It's very, very, very festive, fall, winter, warming, perfect for the fireplace kind of thing. So the nose, I'm going to give the nose on this one a 4. So that's pretty good for the nose. All right, the body. It's got a big body at 116. It reaches the cheeks, but it doesn't sting the cheeks. So it's really a tough one on this one. It's got, I think, a full body. You got to give it a 3 on the body. It's not quite the 5. All right, nice. This is very interesting. Oh, so we have a Jack from Russia is enjoying the podcast tonight. 1, 2, 3. All right. So we're 7 out of 8 so far. Now, this hits my wheelhouse as far as taste. I can give this up to 5. I enjoy it. I like it. I got the bottle. I bought another bottle because I wanted to drink it, and I'm not being let down at all. And you know, as Alan Bishop will tell you, or anybody who that I know that runs a pot still, I do love pot still whiskey. It's different than column still. It just is. And I love with Kentucky bourbon, whatever, but this is more of on the fruitier festive. Now, it's doing the trick. I mean, honestly, I can feel the warmth. It's fantastic. The taste. caramely and vanilla on the sweetness. This is sweet. So there's a little bit of leather now that's there. I could taste that little bit of leather, but it's not a bitter leather. It's sweet. It's got some sweetness. Now the finish. Okay. So the taste. I would have to say the taste, I will give it a 4 out of 5. So now we get to the finish. It's long, but there is just a little bit. There's the leather, and for me, it's long. I have to think about this. Yeah. All right. Let's try it one more time. I will say that this is also on the finished side, especially, it's weird. In my opinion, this drink's on the front really sweet, but on the back end, it goes to that leather. And the more I do it, the oiliness of it, the body comes through and keeps making that finish last longer and longer and longer. And it's leather, but there's a sweetness to the leather. And what's wrong with leather? I mean, honestly, people look for that flavor in a lot of the single malts, and they're always looking, and it's warm and comforting, and it's not, and it is not negative. So I will give this a 4 out of 5 on the finish too. So my home turf distillery, in their first ever release of a single barrel, and of their expression of bourbon, I give it a 14 out of 18, which I believe is a fantastic suggestion. I think anything, when you're talking about 18, anything above a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 is a bottle buy. So if you're at Gervasi and you're there and they have this, 100%, I suggest you get it. Canton, Ohio, this Gervasi is a place to come, and it's now that the distillery is producing a fantastic aged bourbon, plus the Distillers Club, plus all the stuff that they got going on, special events, tastings. Bring your wife, come down here, bring your wife, hang out and do all the bourbon stuff while she goes to the spa. They have a world class spot. Everything they do is fantastic. Uh, and you just got to check out Gervasi because, oh, so Jack Noix from Russia is asking, he only drinks whiskey with ice. So there's nothing wrong, Jack, with drinking whiskey with ice. I don't care what anybody says. It's what you want to do. But what I will tell you is, if you get some decent, I don't know what you get in Russia, but if you can get some bourbon or you get some stuff over there, and I hope with everything that's happening in the world that our countries align And you can get some bourbon, because I think that America should be shipping bourbon to Russia, because Russians appreciate good spirits. But I will tell you this: if you're going to drink it on ice, this is what I do. When you drink it on ice, it's a decision that you're drinking. But what I do is I pour a couple sips in the glass first. I smell it and I sip it and I drink those little bits of sips. Then I drop my ice cube in and do the pour. Every single time you should do that, because you should always experience your bourbon neat, at least for a couple sips, and then add your ice or start drinking an old fashioned or a drink of that particular bourbon. What's in the bottle is what the distiller and the distillery wants you and thinks is one of the things that they're putting out for the level that you're buying. It's the best that they put out. So you should always just sip it a little bit. I don't, you know, drinking bourbon and sipping bourbon are two different things. When you're doing the tasting and you're doing the sipping and you're doing the analyzing, you don't need a lot, and you're just tasting and sipping. And the more you do, the more open your palate is. Now, never go off the first sip, because the first sip is what they call a palate shock. It shocks your palate. Then you take the second sip, and then you're going to get the flavors that are there. Now, at that point, you can choose to sip a little bit more, or you drop your ice cube in and put it on the rocks. There you go. That's a little extra that we put in on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys of just what Tiny's opinion is as far as what it is. So there you go. 14 of 18 on the Old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown. And it's like, I like that way better than what we had before. So now I'm going to put on another hat. I got other hats, and make sure I don't knock anything off. Oh, here we go. All right. We'll put the old one actually has the DSP, and I do like that. Now the new one doesn't, but it's much more shiny. But I will put the Whiskey Thief with the DSP. Oh, screw that. Let's put that on. And now that it's Whiskey Thief, I will cover our last sponsor for everybody on. And we put the shades. We can put the shades on like that. Yeah. What do you think of that? There you go. Whiskey Thief Distilling Company. We did that. Okay, so I put that on. We've already done Whiskey Thief. I wish I had a Middle West hat, but we'll still put the DSP for that. But the last Middle West Spirits. Middle West Spirits is here out of Columbus, Ohio. So I'm really starting to get involved with Ohio distilleries, but Middle West Spirits has taken it to another level, honestly. They had their craft distillery with their service bar restaurant, which is still running. But they built a massive distillery in Columbus, Ohio, and they are going to basically, they've got the distillery running. They're making whiskey there. You can check out some of the past shorts that we've done and podcasts that we've done with Ryan laying down at Middle West. But the distillery is running. But what I'm looking forward to is, one, they altered their distilling process to be able to make American single malt and bourbon at their distillery. But the size of that distillery is the same size as a Jim Beam distillery, a Maker's Mark distillery. It is massive in Ohio, which is unheard of. There's nothing even close. It's the largest distillery in Ohio by far. Plus, they're running their craft distillery, which was running 24/7 as is, producing fantastic spirits. And then now we've got the main distillery running, but I can't wait. There's going to be restaurants, and the tour is going to be amazing. Ryan Lang purchased some fantastic property right down there in Columbus, and you're going to have to check it out once it gets going. I've been down to the office and I've been down to the distillery. I can't wait till he starts to make his vision And all I'm going to say is they're in 48 states. It's on the shelf. And right now, this straight weeded bourbon whiskey cast strength is there for you to pick up. And I strongly suggest that you do. It's really kind of cool. The if you look with Gervasi, Middle West, and then you do the Whiskey Thief, and then you throw in the Lee Sinclair there from all of our sponsors. I mean, the bottles are just fantastic. The color, these people get marketing of whiskey and they're putting good stuff into their bottles. So you can't go wrong when that happens. All right. So we did the 14 of 18. We talked about Gervasi. It's like people keep saying cheers to Sarah. I'm going to say cheers to Sarah. I look forward to that. I look forward to the bus tour, but I believe I'm going to be coming down the second or third weekend, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday of May. I'll be down. So probably in the Louisville area. So looking to meet up with you and Stacy, along with there's a lot of stuff that I got to do. 100% a lot of stuff I got to do in that area. But thanks for the glasses reference. Did I put those? Where did I put them? There they are. Let's try this now. All right. Does that work? All right. There we go. Let's just flip that around there. All right. So anyways, I think this was a pretty good podcast promoting my home turf. You should not have passed on that Middle West barrel pick. I understand if you're in Gatlinburg, then you gotta, but at the same time, anything you got a chance to do, Matt, at Middle West, it's like Randy's just got it going. Yes, for sure, Jack or Oleg. Please write to me in Messenger, and I'll talk to you. I mean, he said he only understood half of it because he's a Russian, but at the same time, I would, that's what the translator is for in a Messenger. Feel free to message me. Anybody, feel free to message me. This has been a great podcast. Had a lot of, had a really good time. Thank you everybody for coming tonight. I will end it on our podcast. We got the audio podcast, but everybody on Facebook and YouTube, feel free to stick around because I will stay around for a little bit, but I might. It's 9:38. I was thinking about 10 o'clock heading over to Gervasi tonight and talking to my guys over there, but I'll hang around till about 10 o'clock. So I am going to finish up the podcast right now. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight for this special podcast of Gervasi Spirits, the distillery that is it's basically my home football field or bourbon field. 5 minutes from my house, fantastic. I'm going to be all in. I've joined their distillers club. I'm all in, and we've had our Christmas party there. I know all the people, love all the people. They are part of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys family. Also remember our Scotchy Bourbon Boys 5th annual bus tour is booking right now. Limited seats available right now. I think at one point there's going to become a waiting list because a lot of people, I got to know if they're bringing a +1. The +1's reserved, but there might come a thing. So if you're contacting me and you want to come along, I'll see what I can do to, eventually work it all out. But it's booked September 3rd, the Wednesday before Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Anybody that's going down, you want to get down there Tuesday night, to spend the night. Then we start the bus tour 8 a.m. at our place in the Bardstown area. We're going to drive up to Louisville, hit 3 to 4 different distilleries. Lunch is going to be, on, part of the whole thing. And it's just fantastic time. If your whiskey knowledge will go up, and we have special pours. Super Nash gets stuff from 70s, 80s, and then we've got allocated bourbon. We bring it, we do it. We're going to have 2 buses. We're going to have each bus will have a host, but then on the way home, we're switching buses. So, or the host will switch. But either way, you're going to get all the pours. It's a 50-minute drive from the Bardstown area up to Louisville and back. And then in between, it's going to be wild. So, super looking forward to that. Great to have everybody on tonight. Wonderful. So, remember www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys, Glen Cairns, and t-shirts, but also bourbon balls will be coming. We're working on some whiskey thief ones right now. And then if you are interested, let me know. I'll get you whatever you need. Also, you can check it out on the website. But remember also that we are on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Hopefully TikTok the next time, because it looks like it might be. And then also Apple, iHeart, Spotify, all the major podcast formats. We're on it, and it doesn't matter whether you listen or watch us. Remember, here we go. Comment, like, listen, subscribe, and leave good feedback. All right, everybody. Remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends. Drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and make sure you live your life uncut and unfiltered. And the little Steve-O will take us out. Hey, Stefan from Romania. Don't worry, we're not done. To the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die. All right, let me quick audio magic, just get a little bit better clarity. I'm off this, so I'm going to take this one off. We're still on YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to, just for everybody, can't hear that. All right, that annoying thing is done. All right, let me audio manage voice quality and clarity. And then I'm going to save it. File, publish to, uploading. And we'll call it there we go. All right, so that's saving. That's fine. Everybody, thank you for being on Facebook and YouTube. All right, we're still there. I can hang out for a while. What I'll do is I'm going to quick grab this, copy and paste the link. Anybody who, hey, Matt, if you want to join me, or anybody who wants to join, feel free to join in, because I'm going to post the link. There it is. Copy invitation. Here is the invitation. And then I need my keyboard because we're still here. Control V. Oh, that's... There we go. And I just have to... All right, let's do that. And what happened? Just hit return. There we go. There you go. All right. Anybody who wants to join in for a couple minutes, on my way home. I'll jump in 10 when I get home. I don't know. I only got 15 minutes before I got to go upstairs, and I'm going to head over to Gervasi. I'm going to go see Mike tonight, especially if my wife's sleeping. Let's get that off. Let's turn that off. All right. It's like, man, put on your glasses. I mean, the Russian guy, Oleg is like riding me. All right, I'll put on the sunglasses. There you go. You got it. Oh, they just hit the ground. So, Matt, this is something that's freaky that happened to me. So, when I was at the barrel pick with Old Elk, they gave out these stoppers. Okay? They're the coolest stoppers ever. All right? Look at that. Isn't that cool? That was at the barrel pick for Ohio. So, when we did that a couple years ago. So, I took this bottle, the first bottle of Old Elk I ever had, which I was not impressed with. Every bottle of Old Elk so far after I was impressed with. But I put this stopper in this because it's just a regular bottle. But look what happened. I don't know what happened to it. It got all cloudy. Look at that. And I think my first bottle was shitty. But there is like scummy shit growing in it. And this bottle I purchased and did not like at so Randy, all right. Do we got sound? We got my sound fixed. You got sound and whatever. Congratulations, my friend. It's done, right? You're done.
Yeah, I've got to do some formatting and stuff and get it so that they can post it in their depository. But basically, my department chairman called me Doctor today.
Well, I'm honored to know you, and that was a lot of work. It was obvious it was a lot of work, but if people don't know, you're a doctor of dentistry, and now you've gone one step further, right?
Yes. Now I have basically a PhD in public health too.
There you go.
They call it BRPH. Some schools do BRPH. Some schools do PhDs.
Now, do you do surgery or just dentistry?
I used to do a lot of dental surgery too.
Well,
not a ton, but like wisdom teeth every now and then. I think.
Okay.
What I did mostly is I did sedation dentistry on intellectually disabled patients.
Well,
so down syndrome and stuff like that.
So that's perfect for me. That's me. So if I need my top wisdom teeth pulled out, you'll do it for me, right? I'm just kidding.
If you want somebody that hadn't been cutting on patients for 6 years, that's up to you.
I trust you just as long as you let me do the anesthesia with whiskey. Look at this bottle. So I got this bottle. This is the first ever bottle of Old Elk I bought, right? And it was a gold one. And I didn't like Old Elk because of this bottle, right? So when I got the topper at the barrel pick, this is the topper they give you, right?
Yeah.
I put it in there because it was symbolic of the first bottle, right? But look at, I pulled it off the shelf. Look at that. Look what's in there.
Yeah.
Give me
just a second.
I never had a bottle turn cloudy on me, and there's like cobwebs floating in there. And
cobwebs? Well, that's probably because stuff can get into those. You know that.
It's some sort of sediment.
I had one the other day. don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, it was a honey, and it had a dark clump. I actually thought it was a wine because of the honey, but so I strained it and broke it out. Look at here is let me look at mine and see if it's the same. Got the same crap in it. This one has not been opened. Here's the stopper we're talking about.
Oh, you got one of those stoppers.
Yeah, I just now opened this bottle.
Let me see which one this was. Yeah. And it's only 88 proof. I mean, I'm telling you, that one at 88 proof shouldn't have done that. That's one of the I don't know if it was
Clear.
yeah.
It's,
Wait, look, I've got a lot of old elk that's damn good. I got
this
this,
is 88 proof.
but I can't believe that bottle did what it did.
You risk tasting it?
No, I'm not tasting that. I'm throwing that away.
Okay, but yeah, this is I don't know where I got this, but I grabbed this one.
That looks like it should be.
Yeah.
But
It
this
has
is
a
even
stopper.
before that. Look at this. It's got nothing on it. It's like I bought that early on when Old Elk wasn't like, but it still was Greg right when he started. You know, Greg Metz. And I'm not saying it's anything to the brand. I'm not bad mouthing the brand. I mean, it could be my seal. It could be that it's one of the older bottles that, it's probably the oldest bottle of non-Kentucky bourbon I have.
Right?
But
I got a bunch of Old Elk because I really like it. I like grassy.
No, but
earthy flavor.
you like a barley bourbon, because that's what Old Elk is. The main grain on it isn't wheat or rye, it's barley. 36%, it's corn, 36 or 37% barley.
I'll look because I literally have cases of it. Let's see what these are right here. This is a cigar cut. That's the store pick straight wheat whiskey. I've got several of their wheat whiskeys, which is I like.
Oh, dude. I was on the pick for their wheat whiskey, so I picked up the wheat whiskey and the Armagnac, and I got both of them. But I never opened the wheat whiskey. I kept that. That's put back. But the Armagnac finish.
Armagnac, I would think would be wonderful.
Oh my God, it's so good. When you're up next, when you come up for the Crystal Glencairn club meeting, which is going to be a tasting in my right here, and I'm going to throw a tasting for everybody. That's part of the club once a year that I'll throw a tasting and try and get together with everybody, but it's going to be sometime in June.
Okay, I will bring a bottle of what I did was one of our liquor stores was moving. They literally were staying in the same building, moving 100 feet to the next store down, next building down space. And so they had a store pick of this Old Elk, the wheat, and they sold them at half off. So I literally paid $30 a bottle for 2 cases of that stuff.
Well, I was just shocked at this Gervasi. Just like, I love it. I mean, it is good. It is a good pot still whiskey, and they just got all that's going to happen is they're just going to start releasing, and the awards that they just won. So I'm excited to have the friendship of a distiller. That now Shae came from Cincinnati, and he was working at the Cincinnati distillery down there. And so then he came up here, but he still started in beer and brewing. So he's got all the things to make a great distiller. If you have, I really always feel that your brewing knowledge, you have to make distiller's beer first. Ooh, Jonathan. All right.
I'm gonna fix my background. Where is Walker?
Where is Walker? He's probably, I don't know, but
I know
Jonathan's.
where he physically is, but why is he not on?
Are we
this?
talking about John Ritt? I wonder who's joining us. He's trying to figure it out. It's like, I hope he can. And we don't have to wait. We're still here. It's like we did all right on yes. You're in your garage, huh?
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? Turn your phone horizontal. Yeah, there you go. You're right in with us now.
Hi, Randy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Man, congrats on your dissertation, brother. That's phenomenal, man.
Thank you. I just turned off my blur. I always blur my background for school, but because it's unblurred now, I can let y'all see around the room.
Yeah, when you're doing school shit, you just really shouldn't be having like your massive amounts of bourbon in the background.
You see my floor?
I mean that I told Randy that if he comes out of practicing retirement to remove my wisdom teeth, I want bourbon as anesthetic.
Oh, 100%, man. And it better be at least like Wyatt Earp hazmat. That'll knock your ass.
What are you using for heat, Mr. Chicago?
You know what, Tiny? After all that bullshit storm stuff that came through yesterday.
Oh, it warmed back up?
Yeah, I mean it's really I think it's in the upper 40s, which is nothing right now.
Yeah, right now we're at 57. Last night after it came through, we're at 62. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys, maybe your area just south, man, is supposed to get nasty heavy rain, but we got some stuff, but it missed us. It all went south, but yeah, it's been kind of crappy, but then it warmed up into the upper 50s today, and it's like what 45 right now, 46. That's nothing, man. You're a Midwest guy, you know how it is.
Oh yeah,
You
nothing.
don't want to hear from me right now.
Yeah, he's in
78 feels like 82.
Gainesville. Yeah, you Floridians like my mom. She thinks that 70. She sets her heat to 78 and her air conditioning to 78. I'm just like, and then they're comfortable somehow. It just.
Well, I set the heat at 68 and the air conditioner at 78. So
that's about me too, man. Like I did 66 all winter here, and my AC is probably running at 77. Maybe in the summer that's about it.
My AC has to run under 73. Otherwise, I sweat my balls off. There's no.
I was that way when I was your age. I was that way.
My age? I'm your age almost.
Oh yeah, but that 2 or 3 years makes a difference.
I won't argue, man. It's just like the main blowback was between like 56 and 57. Up till about right around 56, I was like, I still could do things, and I was letting up a little bit. But between 56 and 57, it was just like, where the hell did my legs go? It's like everything became harder. It's just kind of like, and then it's just been. Old age isn't fun, but you got to accept it.
You do.
Well, like my mother-in-law says, who is 89, it beats the alternative.
So what's happening?
I'm not sure. Sometimes the alternatives is better.
Well, it all depends on what the alternative is. If we all go to, you'd like to think that all this isn't for nothing, and so if there's someplace else that's better because we live good lives, then I got to have some faith.
I totally agree.
I mean, we got put here for something. Why were we put here? Might as well keep going. All right, there's Walker coming in.
Yeah, I just sent him a message. Can you join us?
We got Aaron Conger Toon, and he's sipping on Gentleman Jack, and he's from Australia. So there you go.
That reminds me. Our discussion earlier, I was thinking about doing an Australian whiskey.
Whatever you get me, will do. Because it's not like, oh, it's Matt. Go horizontal, Matt.
Have it at Total Wines. So I will pick one up and pull two up.
There you go. Perfect.
Hey, Matt.
You got your sound?
He's muted, I think.
I'm not muting him.
Oh, he may be on his own. Trying to figure out. Oh, I see what he's doing. Got it.
Yeah. Where's your sound, Matt? Can you hear us? Mute.
What's up, guys?
There you go. What's up?
What's up,
Just
man?
got back home, man. I had to pick up Adrian from driving school.
Man, I need something cool like you guys got. All I've got is just a little bookcase full of stuff.
I don't know, man. That bookcase looks pretty nice over there.
It goes 40. I used to use it when I was still taking classes. We would have Zoom courses, and I had it full of textbooks. And I put them in my office, and now they're gone. I have no idea where they are. I actually had to buy a replacement textbook to write my dissertation. And I replaced it with Whiskey 4 Deep.
Well, now that whiskey,
That's awesome.
now that Cleveland on the Rocks is here, I can't go to Gervasi. I got to hang out with you, Matt, because it's you and Steve for sure, right?
Yeah, me and Steve for sure. I'm talking to Kozak. He's getting married this year, so he's the up in the air one. I did write him. I just got off the phone with him before I jumped back on with you and asked him if he was going. He's like, let me figure out the bills for the wedding first, and then I'll talk to you. I'm like, okay.
So are you guys gonna go? Are you gonna stay down and go to the festival this year? Finally,
I was thinking about doing it. I gotta see if we can get passes to go down there. I was gonna call you on that.
your media.
Just haven't had a chance yet.
All you got to do is connect with the Kentucky Bourbon Festival on the website as media, and you can get media passes.
That would be great. If I'm able to make it, that's probably the only way I could do it. I don't know that I can pull it off other than that. So, but I would definitely be down for that.
Well, you're making the bus tour, right?
Definitely be there for that. I got a couple new bottles of Rio.
No shit. No, like, did I think you didn't? I was actually going to call you because I was looking at it and I wanted to know if you wanted more.
I mean,
The new one?
Yes.
that is the new one.
I've got one of those waiting on me in Tennessee. As soon as I can get up there, somebody grab me one. I've been tired. I've literally been 4 hours of sleep, studying, 45 minutes a nap, studying, all of that stuff for about 8 days straight.
Hey, it was all worth it though. You made it. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I do like this one. Somebody gave it to me. I don't know. It's obviously last year's or year before or something.
So last year, I think was better than this year's.
This says 24201, I think. Yeah, 24201 is the batch number. 98 proof.
So is
I
it?
have the same one. We just finished on it.
Did
Now I opened a new one.
is the new one as good as the old one, Matt?
No, I'm working on trading one of my new ones for the old ones. So I do have an ongoing trading going with that I should be able to pick up next week. So,
There's no way. After the one thing I can always tell you, like if you find a bourbon that's so phenomenal to you, like Russell's 13 batch 1 was like insane, or you find a batch, the next batch that comes out, it can't match it. Now, I've had it where they come out and they're good, and all of a sudden there's a fantastic batch. You know what I mean? As they go along. But but if you get a batch that's unbelievable, like for instance, Peerless. I love their double oak, their first batch of double oak. I almost died for that. And then all of a sudden the second batch is good. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's not the first batch.
You are correct there, because I have the batch 2 of Fearless Double Oaks. I traded Weller Foolproof for 2 batch 2s, and I was thinking they were going to be batch 1, and they definitely weren't batch 1. So I agree 100% on that one too. Nothing's been super big into the real. I think this new one is way more cinnamon than last year's, and the last year one had more of a powdered sugar taste with it and frosting, and this one's just kind of lacking of that.
Yeah, but it's whiskey. There's just, yeah, it's still good. I'm not going to say, you won't say it's good, not good, but it's not. But you know, I had a William LaRue Weller that was like made me cry. It was so good. And I've had, I mean, I think Russell's 13 is fantastic, but that first batch was so caramely that it was insane. There was, if you really want to get down to it, when I was like about 2020, I was in New York and I tried Rare Breed. They had Rare Breed and I had it on the rocks. And I swear to God, I was drinking caramel syrup for ice cream. And Rare Breed's good and you get it, but it's not, some of them aren't caramel, caramel syrup for ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you.
That's why we're always trying different ones. You got to get down to Gervasi, man. Holy shit.
I gotta try the new bourbon. I caught half of your podcast on my drive down there. And then I was talking to Coz up for the other half of it, but I do have to get down there, go visit Mike, go say hi. When I do, I'll stop by the house. We'll have a cigar, we'll call Greg Snyder and have a good time.
Yeah, I need to after having let's see, it's almost like about a month and 3/4 ago, having pneumonia. I haven't had a cigar, but I'm telling you, I'm at the point where I'm like looking to have one. It's not, it's been a while. I probably only smoke like 10 cigars a year, but it's been like since last time I had a cigar was, I think, at the Christmas party.
That's how I am, Jeff. I only get cigars a couple times a year too. But when I, being the teacher, when I'm off, man, that's kind of my outdoor time with the stogies and shit. So
it's your jam.
I was ripping on a little Cohiba that my daughter's boyfriend's dad, Polish American guy. He's got a friend that did some sailing in the Caribbean and stopped off and got some Cubans and brought them back. So holy crap, man, they were good.
Yeah.
So I was ripping.
Awesome. Thanks for. Have you ever met Matt, John?
No, I haven't met Matt. We just, said, hey, what's up on the podcast before on Facebook Live, but have not met Matt. How are you, Matt?
Good. Nice to see you, man.
Yeah, you as well.
I'm going to share my
comments down there.
Matt's gonna become independently wealthy. He has Cleveland on the rocks, but his house is like not going to get torn down to build the new Cleveland Browns stadium. And when that happens, his house is like 2 blocks away from the stadium. He'll just sell it for like $100 million and go off and find another place to live.
Shoot, he'll just turn it into a parking lot for games. So
to be honest with you, it's at the end of my street. I can actually hit a golf ball to where the Cleveland Browns stadium will be.
That's freaking awesome.
That stadium's gonna be badass too, man.
Yeah, but you got to stay there the first couple years because we'll just come up for a Browns game and just get shit faced in your basement.
I'm down. I'm selling beers in my
He's got beer and bourbon.
Tiny Matt's one of those guys that lives in a house near Lambeau or something.
No, it's going to be like that. And his house is going to be exactly like that. I've been to his house now like 4 times, but the only place I've ever been is in his basement. Anyways, it's I'm still gonna try and make it over to Gervasi, you guys. I think I want to get over there.
No.
What?
I'm gonna teach you guys how to be musicians. This is my newest musical instrument.
The Scotchy Bourbon Boys Crystal Glen. This one.
Got the note right here.
Hold on, and now we're gonna change the pitch a little bit. It didn't change it. Should have raised the pitch.
We can't hear it.
And we'll-
You got the noise canceling going there. I don't know if anybody.
Every one of you guys, when you click it goes, you can't hear that.
Yeah, I know.
you can't hear-
I think I can turn. There it is. What about this? Did you hear that?
I heard a thud.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can you all hear this one?
No, sir.
Damn, man,
No.
Zoom sucks.
Yeah.
Can you hear
Okay, I
that?
don't know.
Can I get this going? Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's definitely not
No.
working.
Heidi, that's why we can't even hear the barrel bashes, man. It's got to be Zoom's audio.
I know it's Zoom, but you know everybody on YouTube can hear it, and everybody on the audio for the Facebook you can hear it, but not Zoom because of this microphone right here. Oh, I should.
I think it's. I don't know. I got an iPhone. I think it's the same thing though. I don't know what it is, man. Like, even if you brought out a cymbal from like a drum set, you probably couldn't even hear it. It's just weird.
Yeah. And Matt can do a drum solo for us that nobody can hear. Hey,
I
Matt.
think Samsung's having the same problem too because I don't think you can hear mine.
Hey, Matt. So AC/DC is playing on a Wednesday, May 28th. Me and CT are
That's the part.
they're playing at Cleveland Browns Stadium, right?
Oh, okay.
Heck, you're.
So me and CT have tickets. So I'm thinking we come up, I take the Wednesday off and we come up and fucking party.
I'm down. You said that's a Wednesday?
Yeah. Wednesday, May 28th. So me and CT come up. And because serious, how far are you from Brown Stadium?
It's about 20 minutes.
That's what I thought.
But you're driving downtown during a concert, so it may be a little bit longer.
Yeah, but you know, whatever.
What time is the concert start?
I want to say
Seven?
it, yeah, 7 or 8, but you know, it's the only band seriously that I would go see that I never saw before. You know what I mean? It's just like it's the one band I wanted to see. The only thing that sucks about it is they're already playing, you know, across the United States. They started the tour, but it's the last, it could be their last concert ever.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you guys need your whiskey before you go there then.
Oh yeah, we need some shit, and we need to podcast, and we need to, you know, if it's, I got the tickets. CT said he'd go. My cousin, who's my boss, I'll see if him and his wife are going, but maybe they'll come up. You know what I mean? Maybe we could get Kosa to come cook for us.
Time are you guys trying to come down?
Whatever time you'll have us before. Because I want to
Let me
be.
see if I can take off.
Because CT will be driving, and I want to be pleasantly fucked up for this concert. He'll come up to me. We'll drive up to you, and then he's gonna drive us up to there, and then drive back that night and stay at my house.
Okay. You know what we could do? I could set us up at River Roots. We could go drink down the barrel.
That sounds
Whatever
fucking
works,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, I'm not
I
a.
mean, I can make a call and make it happen. So
I'm telling you, man. What Shae's put out, and you needed to join the Distillers Club. Quarterly meetings.
what's all about that?
What? It's only $200, and you get this bottle, and you get to fill your own bottle.
Oh, that's cool.
That's 2 bottles plus. Then you get Bruce. What's his name? The guy that does. He's. I think his name is Brewski, or
Bruzel,
Bruzo. It could be that.
the one from Alabama.
Yeah,
Heavy set dude from Alabama.
yeah. And he's got his shit. He's got his shit going. But he's gonna actually. He's gonna be at the distillery with us and doing a big thing. So he said we're gonna be. It was a mash bill, so now it's gonna be a. I should go look at what Shae said. What? So basically they picked a mash bill for the club. Then the next meeting we mash it, then distill it, and finally put it in a barrel, along with barrel picks and experimental barrel tastes and more. That is the Distillers Club for $200. It was worth it.
Once a quarter.
Yeah, it's 4 times. It's $200 a year, once a quarter, 4 times a year. September 5th is the distill it, and I'm going to be in frickin' Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Yeah, but the last one's December 5th, and I'm for that. So I'll have the December 5th, and then I'll have the 12th. Okay. The 12th. So the 13th will be our Christmas party. John, you should try and make our Christmas party this year.
And dude, I know, like the bus tour, the Christmas party, man, being a teacher, that's the hardest thing though, because so many things take place.
And you said in what, how many years you're retired?
Oh yeah, after I finish this year, I got 2. I'm going to be working beyond that, but like not teaching. So it's just really tough for me to get out because like, the festival in the first part of September, like we're just getting school.
Oh yeah.
It's hard, man. It's just tough. So I just got to like hold in there for another couple years.
I've got to figure out how to do that because I've actually applied for a couple of jobs now, and they're going to crimp my lifestyle.
Why do you wait? Aren't you retired?
Yeah, I have been for 6 years.
Hey Jeff, I'll be back in 30 seconds, man.
That's all right. Yeah.
Oh, you're a liar. It'll be 5 minutes. I don't know how old you are.
So Jeff, I got invited down to the Middle West to go do a barrel pick, but Garner and I will be in Gatlinburg for Easter.
What was the barrel pick? Who invited you?
The Brunswick Barrel Junkies got a barrel with them, and they got a date to go down and pick. So I was the first person on their list to go down there, and it's on the day that me and Sean will be in Gatlinburg, so I'll be able to make it down there.
Yeah, I get it. I there's so much shit that happens with me. It's insane.
I told him, I was like, he's like, don't you know those guys? And I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't, but when Jeff was on the live with him, I was messaging on there and he was talking back and forth with me. I said, so I haven't personally met them yet. I think that'd be kind of cool because they have like the biggest distillery in Ohio. I feel like that's the awesome place to work with. But I'm not gonna be able to make that one, so I'll have to make it down there another day. Still come down there, we'll do it in a weekend or something.
Well, the next 2 barrel picks, my guess, Matt, will be Whiskey Thief and Middle West for me.
Well, if you do a Middle West one that's here, if you give me enough advance notice, and if you want me to come down with you, I'd love to do it.
And then I'd say there's going to be a Gervasi barrel pick in the future too.
That'd be real cool. So we go down and drink a mic. That'd be cool. Maybe even Sean will come with that.
as long as Mike mixed drinks. So just so you know, I still can get out of here and get to Gervasi. Are you guys gonna let me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Jeff, I still got to send you this, man.
Oh yes, for sure.
I told Randy I'm going to try and find him a couple of these too and send them down to him in Florida. So we'll see what's up, man.
Yeah, the blue corn one. I like that bottle.
That blue popcorn.
Yep.
Yeah, it's unique, man. They're unique here, man. I mean, very small, but they're trying.
I mean, the little bit that like their average stuff is just average, but their little their blue popcorn or the Bloody Butcher, though, that's going to be good.
Yeah, and then once you open it and let it sit and eat a month or two later, it's even better and better. You know how it goes.
That's how all bourbon is.
100%.
I learned that on Larceny. I had a Larceny just regular, and I didn't like it when I opened it all peppery and everything, and I let it sit for like 8 months. I opened it back up, and it was a caramel bomb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these things are so corn forward because they source their own corn right out of DeKalb here by Northern Illinois University. They're like really not far from there. But when they sit open for months, they just get better and better and better. I mean, they're not going to blow your socks off, but for Illinois, they're pretty good.
All right, so I'm going to end this. I'm first going to end it on YouTube. Thanks everybody on YouTube for watching tonight. It's probably a little bit less than last time, but we'll see. All right, thanks. Let's go in that.